Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Ada and today I am knitting on the skirt that I'm making for my sister. I'm hoping to finish that relatively soon. I have switched to doing one by one rib. I have switched my needles to 3.5 I think, and I'm hoping to get that done. And while I do that, I'll tell you a story. It's actually two stories because it's two stories that kind of merge into one in a nice little bow. So one story is that I have two kids, and when you have a baby in Norway, in the hospital, you get your baby gets a little knitted blanket and a little knitted hat, and that is a really lovely tradition. And with my first daughter, when we've been at the hospital, I did not know about this. So like we left that blanket there because we just thought that it belongs to the hospital. Like why would they be giving us a knitted blanket? I just did not understand. And now, of course, I'm very sad about that, knowing that you could keep it. And it's not that it was so special, but it was her first blanket, and I just thought it would have been nice to have it. And when my second daughter was in the hospital after she was born, we of course got a blanket, and we kept that, and it's going to be a cherished memory for a very very long time. And so in Norway, uh, newborn babies get these blankets, and it's just so lovely. But I had no idea who makes this, and how does this happen. So that is one story, and you probably are gonna guess how it goes. But basically, recently I have heard about the knitting group in my area, and because they have posted on Facebook, and this is the first time they've posted any event. So I went there, and it was at the local Husflidslag, which means I think it translates roughly from Norwegian like a handcraft association, or crafts and arts association. And it was mainly older ladies, and they are knitting. They actually they're in at the same time in that place. There was also people weaving and learning to use the loom, and it was very interesting. Interesting um, events going on there. So I have joined that. I have joined that group, and it was really lovely. And it was really lovely to talk to these ladies, and have some interactions with experienced knitters. People have been knitting for decades, and some people have been in that group for like 10 years. So that's been very interesting to talk to them and to knit with them. And I had my skirt with me because I had no idea um, what is actually going on there. And you can of course join the group, and you can knit whatever you want to knit. However, they also actually have these projects, and most of them are actually knitting for the projects. They are knitting clothes for young children that are in certain programs. They are knitting. Just give me a second. I got, of course, a little mistake. Let's go back. And yes, they knit for babies and kids in certain programs, and they also knit these baby blankets that are given to families at the hospital. And like if you knit for one of these projects, you can get yarn for free for that, and then you can knit it and deliver it to be given to either these families in need or these babies in the hospital. So I was not planning on getting yarn from them because I have plenty of yarn. I don't need more yarn, but they were very encouraging regarding making a baby blanket. And even though, like I've shown you recently in a podcast, that I have I have plenty of projects and I have um, plenty of yarn to knit with. However, I took it. It was a very impulse decision, but I thought, you know what, maybe I can make a baby blanket and kind of give back to the community, since I have received a blanket and I know how to knit and I know how nice it felt to have a little baby blanket when my baby was born. So I guess that will be a next cast on. I just really want to finish this one first, but I will be casting on a baby blanket very soon, even though I have a lot of other things. But I don't know, it just made me feel like I want to give, something. I want to give my time, I want to give my skill in craft. So I'll be making it in the Drops baby merino in this like nice minty color, and I actually really like this color, so that will be very fun to knit with. And the baby merino from Drops is very nice and soft, so it will be most likely a garter stitch, because I want it to be relatively simple and fast, and reversible. I do enjoy a lot of lovely blankets, but I do think that if it's a baby blanket, it's nice if it's reversible, that it looks kind of the same from both sides. And so that's why I'll go with a garter stitch, and to make it kind of fun for me knitting it, and for maybe looking nice, I will be starting from the corner. So I'll be starting from the corner and increasing, and then decreasing towards the end. I might make a video on that as well. It's basically it's a very simple a blanket design, but it's fun to knit, and it gives a nice fabric. So I'm kind of looking forward to working with that. Maybe it'll be a little easier on my hands than this rough yarn, but I think that's going to be very nice. Yeah, so like I just want to talk about that group a little bit. Basically, not just this group in particular, but in general, looking for finding community when you're knitting. I have started knitting 10 years ago, and it was just something that I was doing kind of when I was chilling alone, especially like living as a student. I had a lot of time to myself, and I could spend that time like this. And it was not something I was taking outside with me, because it was just not such an integral part of my life. And yeah, and it was fine, like it's okay. And then once I got a little bit more into knitting, I really enjoyed knitting with others, kind of like knitting groups, but I have not been really going so often to those, just because of some logistical issues. Where I lived, there was it just required more effort from me. We had some stuff at work sometimes that we would have like a handcraft evening, and people would bring what they are working on, and that's very nice. I really enjoy it, and I really enjoyed talking to people while knitting, and I have been on maternity leave for a while, and of course my time in the afternoons is yeah, I don't have any spare time in the afternoon. I have some spare time during the day when my baby sleeps, but I don't have time in the afternoons at all, or evenings. Evenings are also very hard for us, so I can't join most of the groups that kind of are already around, especially like in the city center. Like it takes me time to get there. Like I can't do that right now. Maybe at some point, but I can't do it right now. And so I've been kind of knitting mainly by myself, and it's all fine. And I have learned about a knitting cafe that happens at my local library, and I went there, but it really is, I don't know, I just did not click with the people. They were not too interested in talking to me, and that's, again, that's fine. Everybody can talk to whoever they want, but it was just not providing the value I thought it would. So when I've heard about this cafe, I was just excited to try and go there, and I've enjoyed it. People are very nice, and it's nice to listen to some people in Norwegian and try to speak Norwegian, and yeah, just learn a little bit more about the area, because like some of these ladies have been living in the area for a long time, so I've been only living here a few years, so it's just very nice to get more information on that area. So yeah, so I've enjoyed it. It is only every other week, and of course it's I am limited by what, like, if my baby sleeps or not, and, but it's still, it's nice to get out of the house and talk to people who are also enjoying the same crafts. So I've been enjoying this group. But yeah, this all just made me think also about the kind of the community that I would like to have here on YouTube, but also communities that kind of already exist, and why knitting podcasts are so popular. And I've been this is also why I've been excited to kind of start this channel, because I would like to be a bit more involved and have a bit more community. And knitting podcasts have provided such a value to me as a viewer, that I really did not think that it can happen. Because when I first have heard that there's knitting influencers, or people post stuff on Instagram and YouTube, I was like, okay, haha, so funny. Um, but it really is an important part of me enjoying the craft, is watching other people do stuff, maybe commenting, maybe getting some tips or some tricks or some reviews of certain yarns or patterns or designers, and it really is a beautiful community that does exist. And yeah, I just like, I'm excited to be a part of it. And at first I was using, mainly tutorials, because I was learning stuff. I've learned knitting. Learned knitting basics from a friend, and then from then on, I use mainly YouTube, and yeah, certain other websites. But there's plenty of amazing creators that make amazing tutorials. But I never thought I would be enjoying watching somebody knit, and watching someone just talk about the yarn they've used. I would be like, okay, I don't care, because I have the yarn I have, and I'm not gonna buy more. But it does provide a big value. It does. And yeah, I'm just really hoping that it kind of, I can provide some value for somebody as well. Yeah. And what more about that? It is quite a solitary, or it can be a solitary hobby, especially if you have to focus on certain charts. But I think I really thrive when I can have my hands busy with knitting, and then I can talk to somebody. So I wish I could participate more in like in-person events, but it's just not the time in the life for me for that. But I do think that it's just amazing that we can all meet online, and kind of chat, or just watch and just see what other people are up to. However, something to kind of on another side of this coin is that I do feel a little bit influenced by creators online. And again, part of it is because I want to be influenced, because I want to have, like, I want to see the review, I want to know how it is, I want to know if this pattern is good. But at the same time, I kind of end up in this kind of like spiral of like, oh, I also want to make this particular thing because everybody made it and it looks great. And there's no problem with that. Like, we can all make the same sweater. I don't like, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody can make whatever they want. But I remember seeing the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit for the first time and thinking, I don't think I would be making that. And not because like it did not look good on her or something, because I did not see the sweater actually online. I've seen the sweater in person, and it was a sample in a yarn store, and it did not really do this for me. Maybe because it was not on a person, maybe because it was on a hanger, maybe because it was not blocked properly, I don't know. But I just did not think it looked good. And then I saw it a couple more times on people, and I did not enjoy, maybe because of the yarn color, I don't know, for whatever reason. And then the more I've seen it, the more I was like, you know what, maybe I would like to make it. In the end, I did not make it. Of course, I can still make it, but I don't know. I just kind of noticed how it's, because I've seen it so much, I kind of also thought to myself, oh, maybe I should also do that. And same goes with a Sophie scarf. The first time I saw a Sophie scarf, I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't know, not for me. And now I have seen it so much, and maybe it's because I've seen it styled so nicely that I just think, oh, you know what? Maybe I need something similar for myself. So I don't know. It's just kind of, on one hand, I feel like it is great to see what people are making, to promote certain designers, but also I kind of feel like sometimes it just goes into like you know, something gets trendy and it just, everybody makes that. And but you know, it does not take away from the piece. Like, for example, the porcelain sweater by Lynette. I mean, it is gorgeous. I understand why people want to make it, you know, and want to talk about it and get excited when other people make it. So it's just one of these things that's just like, you know, are we making it because we want to make it? Are we making it because other people have made it? But also, you know, if something gets popular and then you see somebody wearing that hand knit sweater and then you recognize it and like you can talk about it, it's always nice. It's nice to have like a conversational starter. So yeah, like I said, like a community is nice, and it's just these days it just looks a little bit different than it used to. And but as long as we can share our craft, I think that is quite lovely, and I'm really here for it. So I really hope that you feel the same seeing my videos, that like it provides some value for you. But I don't want to be promoting patterns for the sake of I don't know, getting views or whatever. But you know, I want to share what I'm doing, and what do I think about that. So when I'll be making some popular patterns, don't come back from me that like, oh, but you said you don't like it. We're all just making what we want to make, and let's just all be happy with that. But yeah, I will continue making these kind of videos, and if there's anything that you think would provide a bit more value, I'm open to that, and we can be a bit flexible here. So I really hope that we can have something nice going on together. There will be another video soon, and I'm not sure exactly what's gonna be happening there, but stay tuned. Okay, thanks. Bye.